at KBLA 1580.
Follow the leader.
Are you ready?
The station leading the way with exclusive interviews,
Follow the leader.
stimulating conversation, and intellectual discourse that empowers, enlightens, and informs.
Follow the leader.
Follow the leader at KBLA 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Keep following the leader.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
You ready?
It's the queen of royal badness.
It's time for the Raw Report with Robin Ayers. Highlighting people and things you should know about. Robin's got you covered. Follow Robin at Robin Ayers. You're listening to the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580. Robin's got a lot to talk about.
Well, my friends, the time has come. Raise the roof and have some fun. Throw away the work to be done.
Welcome to the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580, your daily source for entertainment and celebrity news. I am Keith Underwood, sitting in for the lovely Robin Ayers. You can catch me right here on KBLA every weekend on Saturdays at 9 p.m. and Sundays at 8 p.m. Pacific Time on my entertainment show, Black in the Green Room, where we spotlight inspiring stories from Black entertainers, creatives, and showbiz professionals. Now let's get on into this Raw Report. If you want to join the conversation, please call in at 800-920-1580. That's 800-920-1580. You can also download the KBLA 1580 app. Andy.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, brother?
I'm feeling real high off of last night. You know what I'm saying? It was Juneteenth, obviously.
Yes, sir.
KBLA, we celebrated 3 years. But it was beautiful, legendary unity on stage in Inglewood last night. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar and friends, you know. He came out with the Pop Out and friends. It was just a beautiful thing last night. So I'm still kind of high off of the concert. I saw it late because I was over here working and whatnot. But, you know, I was able to catch it last night after I left here. And it was dope. And I'm still kind of high off, that experience.
Yeah, you know, man, I went to the Hollywood Bowl for the T-Pain concert last night, man.
How was that?
It was good. It was really, really good. It was a lot of people's first time on the Hollywood Bowl stage. And but I mean they really turned it out. And he said he was a procrastinator, so so a lot of folks say didn't have a sound check, they didn't have a rehearsal, but you know they were able to pull it off, man. They were able to pull it off.
That's nice.
All right, let's get into this first story. Denzel Washington hints had a break from acting at the American Black Film Festival. At the American Black Film Festival's closing day, Washington was the subject of a retrospective, culminating with a conversation between the double Oscar winner and Chaz Ebert. Washington stars in Gladiator 2 with Paul Mescal, set for release in November, and is also producing The Piano Lesson, which will feature John Davidson Washington in front of the camera and his other son, Malcolm Washington, behind it as director. Daughter Keisha is a producer on the film, which also features a cameo from daughter Olivia. Samuel L. Jackson, Corey Hawkins, and Danielle Deadweiler also star. Washington, who placed a pre-Father's Day FaceTime call to wife Pauletta during the talk, briefly got emotional when he talked about working with his children. As a parent, as a father, you want to jump in, he confessed. It's hard letting them go. Washington also shared that that sounded more like Maya Angelou than Denzel Washington, but okay. Washington also shared that he doesn't watch other movies besides his own, and even those he watches just wants to familiarize himself for interviews. However, the audience let out the biggest gasp when he suggested people could be seeing him less on screen in the future. We'll see what happens. And when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580 right here on the Raw Report, we have some other topics for you, and special guest Dr. Maurice A. Lee, producer and CEO at Mo Productions.
What's going on? What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Denzel Whitaker, and I'm on the Raw Report.
You're inside the Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
On your period, sudden gushes happen without warning. But now, you can say goodbye to stand-up gush fears. Thanks to Always Ultra Thins with rapid dry technology. It absorbs gushes 2 times faster than the leading store brand and gives you up to 100% leak-free protection. Hello, clean and comfortable with Always Fear No Gush.
When you use Bounce dryer sheets and your clothes look amazing, it's the sheet. Less static in your life? Yeah, it's the sheet. Smelling fresher than ever? It's the sheet. Oh, so soft fabric? Ooh la la. It's the sheet. Less wrinkles on your clothes? You know it's the sheet. Bounce dryer sheets. More freshness, more softness. Less static, less wrinkles. It's the sheet.
Eggs are a staple in our diets, and there's only one egg with more delicious farm fresh taste plus superior nutrition. Eggland's Best. With more vitamins, including 6 times more vitamin D and 10 times more vitamin E, plus 25% less saturated fat than ordinary eggs. Available in so many delicious varieties: classic, cage-free, and organic. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA reminds you that when we fight, we win, and we don't black down. LA Community Action Network, or LA CAN, was formed in 1999 when 25 residents of downtown LA came together and acknowledged the problems that existed in their community and made a commitment to do something about those problems, to stand together, organize, and become a force in the community that demands change. Civil rights and preventing the criminalization of poverty are their core projects. In addition, they take on women's rights, the human right to housing, and healthy food access. LA CAN also has projects focused on economic development, civic participation, voter engagement, and community media. While downtown LA remains their home base, with a particular emphasis on the Skid Row community, in 2007 they expanded their housing and healthy food access work into South Central Los Angeles. LA CAN believes that power for low-income people and people of color is achieved through a large, active, and well-informed member base that utilizes a multitude of methods to advance their messages and goals. If you'd like to join the Los Angeles Community Action Network and organize people to fight back against oppression, please visit cangress.org. That's cangress.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Giving you your daily dose of entertainment and celebrity news. You're inside the Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580 with me, your guest host, Keith Underwood, sitting in for the very lovely Robin Ayers. We're going to get into some entertainment topics with our special guest contributor, Dr. Maurice A. Lee. Dr. Lee, what's up?
Keith Underwood, what's going on? How are you?
Ain't nothing going on but the rent. And you got to have a J-O-B if you want to be with Keith. But
no. Understood.
Yeah.
Understood.
How you doing, brother? How you doing?
I am abundantly amazing, man. What about yourself?
Man, I don't have any complaints at all. It was a busy day today. I interviewed Adam Schiff early this morning for the Los Angeles Sentinel and a bunch of other stuff that I had to do today. But, you know, it's been a good day, Doc. So, Dr. Martin.
So you high in demand.
Dude, you know, somebody's got to do it, right? So,
hey, somebody's got to do it.
Yeah, Dr. Lee, so you're a producer and CEO at Mo Productions. Tell me what that means, brother.
Mo Productions is pretty much a play off of my nickname of Mo. So I decided to create an acronym for it. So Mo, M-O-E, stands for Man of Excellence.
Okay,
Productions.
all right. I love that, Doc. I love that a lot. Tell me some of the things that you're working on, or what it is exactly that you do. So this audience might be trying to hit you up on social media.
Well, hey, I don't blame them if they do.
Hey.
But some of the things actually...
Y'all, Dr. Lee is my boy, so y'all have to understand, you in for a time tonight. So.
Oh, yes. But to answer your question, as a matter of fact, one of my first executive producing credit came from one of your creations, as a matter of fact. Califia and the Timeless Centuries. And so when you introduced that project to me, that actually opened the door for me to start my production company. And the reason why I wanted to start my production company is because Los Angeles, not only Los Angeles, but let's just say the United States in totality, is filled with lots of exceptional talent who don't get the opportunities to express or display their talents. And so what I wanted to do was to create a platform that afforded an opportunity for people to present their talents and projects in the hopes that I would take it on to further create it and actually help them bring their talents to full fruition.
All right. And the doctor and Dr. Maurice A. Lee, you also have a background in the medical profession, right?
That is correct. My skill set and trade is in pharmacy. I have a doctor of pharmacy degree from the Medical University of South Carolina. So I have been a practicing pharmacist for some years.
Well, we're going to put your medical skills and your entertainment skills to use in this first story that we have, and I'm going to get this thing started. Missy Elliott is gearing up for her first ever headlining tour in her career. The Out of This World Tour, and before the legend hits the road, she opened up about her 16-year battle with Graves' disease. In a new interview with People magazine, Elliott explained how excited she is to be hitting the road and how her diagnosis in 2008, keep that in mind, impacted her and her career. The Virginia native asserted that she is blessed to be here, amen, and has persisted through the difficulty of the illness, but has managed to feel good through Graves' disease medication. Missy also dishes about her morning routine living with the condition and how it played a part in coming up with new ideas for the upcoming tour. Every day I wake, I'm blessed to be here and in good health, she stated. I'm feeling so much better now. That was a run. Every now and then you get a little ache in the leg or the knee, but outside of that, I feel good. So, Doc, fill us all in. What do you know about what is Graves' disease? What is it?
Well, before I even answer that question, let's just say congratulations to Missy, first and foremost, for actually going on her first headlining tour.
Yes.
And let's be honest, Missy has not put out new music in a long time.
That's right.
So to be able to go on tour with the discography that she has is definitely something to be applauded. Definitely to be applauded.
Yes, kudos and shout out to Missy Elliott.
Yeah, kudos to her. Now, before I can even answer your question as to what Graves' disease is, I think it's very important that we understand what thyroid is. And thyroid is pretty much a gland in the front of the neck that produces hormones. And those hormones regulate like many vital functions in our bodies, from metabolism to our body temperatures to our heart rates, blood pressure, protein production, and our mood as well, just to name a few. And so for some of us, we don't produce enough thyroid, which is hypothyroidism. And then some of us, we produce too much thyroid, and that's what Graves' disease is, or hyperthyroidism. And so in Graves' disease, the body's disease-fighting immune system, it pretty much makes an antibody to part of the cells that's in the thyroid. Now, honestly, the etiology is unclear as to why this happens, but it's more common among women and people under the age of 40. And so symptoms can actually be a wide range from a slight tremor of the hands or fingers to bulging eyes to weight loss. low sex drive, or fast or irregular heartbeats. So it's something that needs to be taken seriously because it does regulate the actual function of the body. And so anytime the thyroid is out of whack, your body is going to be out of whack as well. So it's definitely something that should be taken seriously.
Wow. Yeah. For someone like Missy, man, that's so busy, touring or recording or what have you, what does this mean for someone like her physically and psychologically?
I mean, it's very taxing on the body. Okay, for number one, I guess that's why, it's taken her so long to come out and be back on tour or be in the limelight as she was when she first came on the scene. So it does attack the body. And anytime you have somewhat of an immune disease that attacks your body, that is very, very debilitating. And so when you are someone that's known to be out, first of all, when you are a creative, and when you have a lot of creativity inside of you, and then there's a sickness or a disease, right, that attacks your body, then it affects you mentally because you're not able to do the things that you love to do at the perfectionism that one as Missy Elliott likes to execute. So for her and for many others, of course, it does play heavy on the mind because you think that, okay, it's a wrap for me. I'm not able to do this anymore. I won't be able to do this anymore. And so that's very, very heartbreaking. And so I can kind of empathize as to what she may have been dealing with over the course of years.
Yeah. Wendy Williams, she's also battling Graves' disease, and wow, she's had so many complications. And, I got to be careful how I say this. Could what happened to her, the progression, also possibly happen to Missy?
No, because there's really not a direct correlation between the two. So Wendy has Graves' disease, but she also has lymphedema. So those are two different entities, right?
Right. Educate us, Doc.
Typically people with hypothyroidism that I mentioned earlier, which is where the body doesn't produce enough, typically those individuals may experience the lymphedema. But I'm thinking in Wendy's case, there were probably other underlying
factors,
disease states that probably, factors that could have contributed to the lymphedema. But also, just as I mentioned about the thyroid disease, the etiology of lymphedema is unknown as well. So you can't really say that because someone has Graves' disease that they're going to actually end up with lymphedema as well. So in terms of Missy, I don't think that she will have the same type of effects. And then also, I think Missy is more serious about
her health,
taking care of her. Right. You know what I mean? So you also have to take that into consideration too.
Yeah, and I think that's an excellent point, Doc, that, how you take care, when you find out that you have these debilitating conditions, that, you take the best possible care that you can of yourself, and that makes all of the difference in the world. Okay, Andy, who is my engineer, board operator, and my boy, he wanted to know what is, Doc said, what's up, Andy? He wants to know, what is lymphedema?
Lymphedema is actually the swelling of your extremities, like your legs, your ankles, and sometimes, in some cases, your arms and hands.
Okay.
And so it's very debilitating to the degree where if it affects your legs, then it makes it hard for someone to walk because it's like excessive. It's almost like excessive water that's in the legs that you can't get rid of.
Wow.
And so it causes sloughing of the skin, and it really makes it hard for someone to walk.
Yeah. Missy has been really, really quiet about, this condition over the years. Why do you think, celebrities shy away from talking about medical conditions with the public?
Well, to be honest with you, let's set aside the term celebrities, because I think in the black community, when it comes down to health and talking about it, it has always been a black taboo. Like you never had people expressing. I mean, you have more people talking about it now.
Right.
But back in the days, people never really talked about their health conditions because, number one, I think our ancestors were always taught to, in spite of how you feel, you always go out and you do what you are responsible to do.
That's from
what
them,
you have
that's
to
from
do.
them cotton fields.
That's from those cotton fields. You had to get out in spite of how you felt. You had to get out and do the job. And so I think a lot of people shy away from it out of, one, pride, out of a fear of people expressing pity towards them, because they tend to look at you as being powerless as opposed to being powerful.
Right.
And so I think once people have a certain status quo, now we can take back to our celebrities. I think when people have a certain status quo, it's important that they maintain that. And so expressing their health concerns or health issues definitely takes away their power, or they feel that that takes away their power, and they don't want people to look at them in a sympathetic way.
Yeah. No, I agree with all of that, and especially, and I know you said we're going to take out the celebrity and just add the fact, about black folks, but when you're a celebrity and you're in the public eye, I think it just multiplies all of the things that you said by 100. That ego, especially that ego taking, going into play. And unfortunately in this business, sometimes if you have a health condition, especially a serious one, some people will look at that as a risk, on their production as well. So so I definitely understand that that mindset.
That is true.
Doc, where were you and what were you doing when you heard your first Missy Elliott song?
Oh my God. Okay.
Wait a minute. I thought that was going to be my reaction, brother. I didn't know that was going to be yours too.
Yes, I'm going to tell you why, because now I'm about to really tell my age. But anyway, when Missy first came on the scene, I was a junior in college, and maybe a senior. I think a junior in college. But I remember this very animated talent on television.
Right.
I can't stand the rain
against my window.
Right. And so I immediately took notice because I loved the way she was moving, which was very animated.
Yes.
But then when I began to listen to her, and I began to listen to the cadence of her rap style.
Yes.
And then I began to listen to her tone. And I said, okay, this is somebody that is different. This is somebody that's ahead of their time. This is somebody that's going to be here for a very long time, because she was very unique. There was nobody on the scene like her. She was very unique. And she
and
was
a plus-size sister at the time, too.
A plus-size sister, but who was very confident.
That's right.
At the time. And so I just remember just thinking, like, wow, I'm only looking forward to what else she has to bring. And then when she started producing other acts and talents, I immediately became a fan. Immediately.
Yeah. I can't talk about where I was going when I heard my first Missy Elliott song, and I definitely can't talk about what I was doing once I got there. So, Doc, what has her contributions, especially with her 2023 induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, mean to R&B, hip-hop, and rap music? To you.
What I think it means, to me, what I think it means is that as long as you are confident about the talent that God has given you, and what you have given has been to the best of your ability, and when you can see that it has touched the lives, because I feel that our gifts are supposed to touch the lives of people, and we can be totally honest that Missy has done that, because for me, she taught me that regardless of how you may not be able to fit the certain standards of the industry, it is your talent that is supposed to speak for you and not so much your image. And so what she taught me is that you have to be bold, you have to be tenacious, you have to be confident, you have to be persistent, and you have to walk with the utmost integrity. And that's what Missy has taught me in this business.
Yeah. So, Doc, are you checking for the quickly? Are you checking for the Out of This World tour? And if so, Sierra, Busta Rhymes are also featured in this tour. So, are you checking for it? And if so, what are you most excited about seeing?
I'm checking for it. I am most excited about seeing Missy, because if you go back to her videos, again, her videos were very animated. Her videos were very heavily choreographed, like structured, just all over the place, but so in sync, if that makes sense. And so I'm going to be interested in seeing how she can adapt what we saw in the videos and present that on stage.
All right, when we come forward with the Raw Report, more hot topics for y'all.
Hey, what's up? It's your girl BB, and you're listening to me on the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
More of the Raw Report with Robin Ayers when we come forward.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. A black congressman from South Carolina is blaming disinformation for President Biden's poll numbers slipping among black voters. Recent polling suggests that former President Trump could attract up to 1/5 of black voters in November. When asked about the poll numbers on MSNBC Wednesday, Democrat Jim Clyburn said, quote, "This is all about miscommunication and disinformation," end quote, and claimed the media was repeating these things rather than reporting what's actually happening. President Biden and former President Trump are preparing for their first presidential debate set for next week. Biden is hunkering down with his advisors in Camp David as he focuses on ways to hold Trump accountable for his record on the debate stage in Atlanta. Trump, meanwhile, is said to be holding policy discussions with his allies and vice presidential hopefuls as he aims to assure voters he can be a more effective leader than his political rival. The debate hosted by CNN will take place on June 27th with no studio audience. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Trouble in North Hills continues as two left lanes are blocked with an accident on the 405 South before Roscoe Boulevard, while stop traffic continues from Devonshire. Boyle Heights 5 North after the 5-10 Northern split still has an accident on the right shoulder, with now heavy traffic from the 101 up to about 10 to 15 minutes. Hollywood's traffic on the 101 South is nothing unusual, except a 25-minute traffic jam is ahead between Sunset Boulevard and the 10 7th Street split. And there's a basketball hoop seen in the middle lanes of Encino's 101 South at White Oak Avenue, with 20 minutes running slow from Las Virgenes Road.
Need to hire? You need Indeed. Their end-to-end solution helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all year round. Schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from your Indeed dashboard. Learn more by visiting Indeed.com/credit.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Lakers have a new head coach, and it's not much of a surprise. J.J. Redick accepted a 4-year contract offer to become the 27th head coach in the history of the Lakers franchise. The 39-year-old Redick has been on the radar of Lakers owner Jeannie Buss and general manager Rob Pelinka ever since Redick started hosting a podcast with LeBron James. The podcast, called Mind the Game, helped elevate Reddick as a candidate to replace Darvin Ham. Let's be real about this. If Reddick did not have this connection to LeBron, he would not be the Lakers' new coach. Reddick played 15 seasons in the NBA, 4 with the Clippers, but he has no coaching experience on any level. The past 4 years, Reddick worked for ESPN and ABC as an NBA analyst. He was the Lakers' second choice after UConn coach Dan Hurley turned them down 2 weeks ago. Stay tuned for more on this situation. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Follow the leader.
KBLA Talk 1580.
Follow the leader.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram at KBLA 1580.
Follow the leader.
Are you ready?
The station leading the way with exclusive interviews,
Follow the leader.
stimulating conversation, and intellectual discourse that empowers, enlightens, and informs.
Follow the leader.
Follow the leader at KBLA 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Keep following the leader.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
Around here, we don't believe in victimhood. We believe in raising our voices, amplifying black voices in the climate conversation. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
We used to argue about whose turn it was to clean the gutters, but then I had leaf filter gutter protection installed.
Wait, I told you Leaf Filter had free inspections and estimates and a lifetime guarantee.
Meaning we never have to argue about whose turn it is to clean the gutters again.
But I visited leaffilter.com/beacon first.
No, I did.
It doesn't matter who. Visit leaffilter.com/beacon to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off today.
See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. 1 discount per household.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
What does it take to take on Alzheimer's? Awareness that nearly 2/3 of those diagnosed are women, including Black women. Dedication to lowering your risk by eating healthy and monitoring blood pressure. And confidence to talk to your healthcare provider about screening and early detection. You have what it takes to take on Alzheimer's. Learn about signs and screening at takeonalz.com. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment. LA's 99 neighborhood councils form the grassroots level of the Los Angeles city government. The system was created to connect LA's diverse communities to City Hall. While neighborhood council board members are volunteers, they are also public officials elected to office by the members of their community. Neighborhood councils advocate on issues like homelessness, housing, land use, emergency preparedness, public safety, parks, transportation, and sustainability. They also provide local expertise on the delivery of city services to their various communities. Neighborhood councils are open to participation by anyone who is a part of the fabric of daily life in said community. This includes those who live, work, or own property or a business. If you are interested in stepping up to join your local neighborhood council, visit www.empowerla.org. That's empowerla.org. It's time to think globally, but act locally. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Keeping you informed about what's really going on. Who's got next? And what not to miss in entertainment. You're listening to the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, are you really a hot boy?
Hot boy.
Oh, check me.
What's your name? Cause I'm impressed. Can you treat me good? I won't settle for less. You a hot boy, a rock boy, a fun toy, total Glock boy.
Yes, you are in the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580 with me, your special guest host, Keith Underwood, sitting in for the very lovely Robin Ayers. Robin, what's up? Shout out, shout out, shout out. Dr. Lee.
Yeah, man.
Hey, what's up, brother?
Everything is up. Everything is good. Life is good.
You having a good time, man?
I'm having an amazing time, okay?
All right. Good, man. Good. Let's get into some more of this entertainment news. According to USA Today, around 12:37 a.m. on Tuesday, the singer-actor, Justin Timberlake was arrested in the Hamptons and charged with driving while intoxicated. That means he was drunk, y'all. A little tipsy, a little bent. After being arraigned Tuesday morning, he was released. Jackson fans have been waiting for this moment since 2004 when he seemingly got off easy while the Control legend took all the blame when he ripped off part of her costume and her breast was shown during the Super Bowl 38 halftime show. She was relentlessly criticized and shamed, while he received much less backlash and bounced back quickly. Honestly, Jackson's career has never really been the same since the scandal. For 20 years, black folks have blamed him for the damage to her reputation, and now it seems like he's finally getting his comeuppance. As such, Black Twitter, y'all know Black Twitter, what's up, Black Twitter, got all their jokes off about Timberlake's arrest. Doc, Doc, are you one of those people that believes in karma? And if karma is a real thing, shouldn't everybody be a victim to it at different points in their lives?
Now, Keith.
Come on now.
Now, you know this is a very sensitive subject for me because I'm an avid Janet Jackson fan. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Let me just make that abundantly clear.
You see how I tailored these all around you, Doc.
Listen, I said, woo, we're treading dangerous grounds here. You know, I mean, Janet is my future wife. She doesn't know it yet, but she did pull me on stage and kiss me twice. But anyway, back to the subject at hand.
She told me that was part of the act. But we can dream, though, Doc. Come on. But go ahead, brother.
Killing a man's dream. Okay. Okay. Do I believe in karma? Okay. I will tell you what I do believe, and you know me, Keith. Yes. I live by biblical principles.
Yes.
Now, the Bible states that you reap what you sow.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in society's terms, that karma.
Right.
Society's term is karma.
Or as I would say, religion and spirituality is universal.
It's universal.
Yes.
Do I believe that he's getting?
I mean, Doc, it's been like a lot of years, and something that really, for a celebrity of his status, which is really a swat on the hand. I mean, do we really see that as vindication, or is it just kind of like a poke in the side, messing with them? Andy's doing these gestures where he's poking himself in the side. So I think I would. Oh, go ahead, Doc. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. Let me be very serious for a moment, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I think what we have to do is we have to go back in retrospect and look at the age of Justin at that time versus now, because I'm quite sure that there were decisions that we made in our younger years that we probably wouldn't make now that we're older.
Right.
We have to acknowledge the fact that he was young during that time. He was in his 20s. And so he was thinking that he and his team, they were thinking about the future and how this would affect his future.
Yeah.
Not so much hers.
Right. So we blame the cougar instead of the cub.
So we put the blame on Janet.
Right.
Now, I feel like he and his camp could have done something maybe a little differently. What that is, I don't know.
Right.
That would be something that they would have had to come up with at that time. But the way how it was presented was as if he left Janet
hanging
to hang on her home.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Doc, real quick, Andy wants to chime in for a second.
All right. So I'm asking this question. asking this question facetiously, but with the hint of seriousness. Dr. Lee, you just said how Janet Jackson is your wife, right? Or should be your wife, right?
Oh, very much so.
Can we be honest and be real? When we saw this happen at the Super Bowl, there was a little bit of excitement there. I'm just saying.
Okay. It was a lot of excitement. Now, for me, I'm going to be very honest. For me at the time, I didn't think anything was wrong. That was me.
Doc, I was the same exact way too. Most the things that are supposed to be covered up on television were technically covered up. I didn't think of it that way. And then everybody else can come up with good excuses for why, they do what they do. And for me, if she said that it was a wardrobe malfunction, I say it was a wardrobe malfunction.
It was a wardrobe malfunction. Now, in terms of what has happened recently, I think if we look at his career from that moment to now, I think he has already started to reap what he saw, because his career has never really been the same since that moment as well.
Yeah. Just a side note, her music and videos were pulled from radio and TV channels. She was forced to give up movie roles. I think at the time she was supposed to be playing Lena Horne in the Lena Horne biopic, and got removed from that by Miss Horne at the time. She was uninvited to the Grammys, and she was blacklisted for other multiple opportunities. Black woman, white man, real quickly, Doc. What does all this say about race in our country? The black woman, she becomes this scarlet harlot, and, the white man kind of just, goes on about his merry business, whistling back to the big house. So what are your thoughts on that?
I think when it comes down to any type of action that's looked at as not measuring up to the standards of society, I think black people are held at a different standard than our counterparts. And that ties into equality, justice, race, so forth and so on. Being that she is a black woman, people felt that they could target her more because she was a black woman.
Right.
And society has always tried to put a muzzle on black women and make black women feel like they shouldn't be vocal or they shouldn't speak up about certain things.
And
or
ashamed of their bodies.
And ashamed of their bodies. And we know Janet has one of the most amazing bodies.
Yes, she does. Yes, she does.
And so...
And yes, Andy, I know that. I appreciate beauty in all its forms. Doc, hold that thought when we come forward more with the Raw Report right here on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, I'm Damian Young. I'm chilling with Robin on the Raw Report.
You're inside the Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
Tips to help improve basic steps for building a budget in 2024. Building a budget can help you achieve and reach your financial goals. With a budget, you can keep track of your spending, avoid and get out of debt, limit overspending, pay bills on time, and build solid savings habits. What's the best way to get started? Figure out how much to set aside for expenses, like rent, mortgage, bills, groceries, and entertainment. Understanding your past financial habits can help you make the proper adjustments for your budget. Adjusting to a budget can take time as you work to find the right balance, but keep working on it. For more financial health tips, visit chase.com or stop by a local branch. This segment is sponsored by J.P. Morgan Chase & Company.
Have you been a victim of discrimination at a private business, by a landlord while seeking housing, by an employer, or by an academic institution? If so, the LA Civil Rights Department may be able to help. Please contact us at CRE@lacity.org or call 213-978-1845. Again, 213-978-1845 or visit laisforeveryone.com.
It's time to upgrade your wellness. Experience Unboxed Wellness Your Way, presented by Health Matters Clinic, to unlock access to tools, tips, and local resources designed to empower you. Whether you're drawn to an energizing hip-hop yoga session or eager to boost your business or personal financial well-being, Unboxed has something tailored just for you. Get your tickets to join us on Friday, May 31st, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. by visiting www.healthmatters.clinic. Free event sponsored by Los Angeles County Department of Mental Health.
Looks like Bobby needs a ride again.
Grab the keys. Let's take our auntie to the swap meet. Grab the keys.
Whether you're giving rides or hauling gear, do it all in a Chevy SUV. Head to your local Chevy dealer, where well-qualified buyers get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Malibu, Colorado, Blazer, Equinox, Trailblazer, and Traverse limited models. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
1.9% APR for 36 months. Monthly payment is $2,860 for every $1,000 you finance. Example down payment 15.8% must finance with GM Financial. Some customers may not qualify. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 7/1/24.
If you're an adult in need of an accredited high school diploma, the Los Angeles Public Library can help. You could earn one for free in as few as 5 months. Online with 24/7 access. You also get a personal academic coach, plus special training focused on 9 in-demand industries, as well as a resume and cover letter to advance your career. Visit the website at lapl.org/diploma. That's lapl.org/diploma.
Giving you your daily dose of entertainment and celebrity news. You're inside the Raw Report. With Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
You are in the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580 with me, your guest host, Keith Underwood, sitting in for the very lovely Robin Ayers. Robin, what's up, girl? Joining me is Dr. Maurice A. Lee, who is a producer with Mo Productions. He's also a doctor of pharmacy and a good friend of mine. Doc, what's up?
Hey, man, I am having a good time over here, Keith.
All right, good, man, good. You want to finish your thought about Miss Jackson, if you're nasty?
Yeah, so I do want to finish my thought. And I think people need to realize that the reason why Janet's career suffered severely is because she didn't offer up the apology that they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Because Justin did so. He went on national TV and made a public apology, and that's what they wanted from Janet. But she had already did an apology to the powers that be, but that wasn't enough for them.
Right.
So I think people need to understand that's why her career suffered, because it was kind of like a bowing down, a kissing of the foot, kissing of the ring. But she's Miss Jackson. She doesn't bow down to anybody.
That's right. She just snakes to people. Snakes. That's a snake. Anyway, let's get into a little bonus news here. Media company Group Black expands partnership with NBC Universal to produce Black-led content. Some viewers have long noticed a collective disinvestment in Black-focused content across entertainment platforms. A new partnership is aiming to remedy that. NBC Universal recently announced it has entered into an expanded deal with Group Black, a collective that aims to spur the development of Black-owned and Black-produced media, which will include the spearheading of new content collection on Peacock. Recent data shows most of the on-screen entertainment is largely homogenous. Per a recent study of film exclusivity from the University of Southern California's Annenberg Inclusive Initiative, Black actors only made up about 13% of speaking roles in on-screen projects from 2007 to 2022. The expanded deal with NBC Universal and Group Black builds upon its original partnership from Peacock's 2023 Black Excellence 365, a program that focused on curating a collection of Black-led and diverse content marketed and sold by Group Black. So, Doc, what can these types of deals mean for Black creatives?
it can mean a lot for Black creatives if they actually reach back and help those other creators as well.
Ooh. Who you chewing out, Doc?
Well,
because that's the truth. Yes.
Because I mean, you know me, Keith. You know me. It's all black and white with me. I call it as I see it. I think a lot of people that do get the awesome deals, I think once they do, they kind of close the gate, they close the door, and I think the overall mission is to make sure that you leave the door open for others as well.
Mm-hmm.
And not feel threatened by anybody else that could come along to kind of take away maybe the success that you thought you could achieve, but don't really achieve. So it's kind of like, I just feel that people have to understand that these opportunities become more valuable when it actually helps others further their career.
That's right. That's right. So, Doc, what do you think about is teaming with a group as large as NBC Universal a good thing, or should Black creatives be concentrating more on creating and curating their own content?
I be curating our own content because if you look at in the past, if you look at the things that we have accomplished, we always accomplished it with each other.
That's right.
Right? So that speaks volumes in stating that we are more powerful as a collective than we are separate. And so I think once we push past the crab mentality and really come together and work together as a collective unit, I think we can show that we are, if not as powerful, we are in some cases more powerful because our numbers in terms of what we view, in terms of the movies that we go out to see, in terms of the movies that we go out to create, i.e. Bad Boys 4.
Right.
Black Panther. Like, those movies have astounding statistics because of our efforts to go out and support it because they were Black-led casts.
That's right. That's right.
And so I think that we have to understand more and more every day that we are a powerful unit, and we can achieve more if we stay connected as a powerful unit. But once we actually begin to go to our counterparts and feel as though they are the end-all, be-all, then we haven't really grasped the full concept of the power that we actually possess.
Yeah. Doc, I agree with that wholeheartedly. It's a big part of my mission. Is just, there is I think the generation that's before X, I think a lot of our forebears, that they didn't understand the value of being Black. And that if it didn't have a white cosigner, that that it wasn't good, or that it didn't mean as much for their accomplishments. But I think that nowadays it is so much more different. I think people are starting to understand our value as a people, our value as creators. And, and I just want to see more of that. I want to see some of, the Denzels and, the Byron Allens and some of these other folks just join forces and not only create content, but then also find ways to curate it, like with distribution as well. So y'all work on that. Y'all work, because I can't afford to do that yet, but soon. But I can't afford to do that yet. So, so I need some of you big players. Think I need to let you guys need to make that happen, and that we can start controlling more of our own content. Doc, what's up? What's up for you next? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I said I'm trying. I'm just piggybacking off what you said. I said I'm trying. I'm trying to be that bridge,
That's right. Like over troubled water.
Yeah. Over troubled water.
It'll lay me down. Doc, what's coming up next for you, brother?
Man, so I'm working on a TV drama series right now, and I'm looking at some film projects as well, beginning to finish up the script on a short film that I'm going to be producing. And then, like I said, a feature film that was presented to me. I'm looking at doing that. And then there's some other, outside of entertainment, there's some other avenues that I'm venturing upon that I'm so excited about as well. So, with me, Keith, it's just, I don't believe in just one lane type of dimension when it comes down to, when it comes down to different career paths or different entities that want to get into generate revenue. I'm going to tell you what a wise man once said. In order for a man to be great, his reach must always exceed his grasp. So anytime that I've achieved one thing, I'm looking to reach further to achieve something else. And once I've achieved that, I'm going to reach a little further and grab onto something else.
Come on, Doc. Doc, where can everybody find you on social media?
They can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Dr. That's DrMalee, or on Facebook at Dr. Maurice A. Lee or Maurice A. Lee.
All right, Doc, thank you so much, man. This has been a blast, and we'll have to do this again sometime soon.
We have to do it again. This was a lot of fun, Keith.
All right, man. Appreciate you. And be sure to check out Black in the Green Room this Saturday, June 22nd at 9 p.m. Pacific Time, and Sunday, June 23rd at 8 p.m. Pacific Time, right here on KBLA Talk 1580 with actor Columbus Short, where we will be discussing his selected absences from Hollywood, the importance of the Black family and the Black community, Black men's mental health, his new Bounce TV sitcom Mind Your Business, and so much more. As a very special bonus, I'll also be talking to award-winning actress, dancer, choreographer, singer, director, producer Debbie Allen. Please follow me, Black in the Green Room, on IG at Black in the Green Room, and you can also follow me on IG at Mr. Keith L. Underwood and FB at Keith L. Underwood. Until next time, this has been the Raw Report right here on KBLA Talk 1580.